Things get changed in video games for all types of reasons. Most of the time people simply don't notice, but for fans it's super painful, especially when you change something as huge as a voice actor for really, really stupid reasons. Today on the Slopes Game Room Show, I plan to look at several examples of more modern games that I usually cover and tell the tale of voice actors that get completely shafted. Again, for really, really stupid reasons. So grab your pitchforks and tie up your neck beard as we mob our way directly to the front door in this 5 stupid reasons voice actors got changed in games. Welcome to Slopes Game Room.
Number 5.
Kingdom Hearts. You know, the overcomplicated video game series that's full of massive floppy-haired stereotypical RPG characters being shoehorned into the lovable coochie world of Disney. Starting its life back in 2002, that first game was a smash hit, and it had an all-star voice cast including David Boreanaz, Mandy Moore, and Haley Joel Osment.
I see dead people.
Oh, how very lovely. Even though the game had its doubters, fans, unfortunately in hindsight, absolutely lapped up this series, meaning that Square and Disney would respond by flooding shelves with spin-offs, sequels, remakes, audio dramas and compilations of the cutscenes, making what should be one of the easiest RPGs to get into, arguably the most complicated RPG series ever released. Anyway, all that aside, back to the voice actors. Not everyone was kept on for the entire roster. Primarily, Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. The major villain, who appeared in several games of the series at first, was voiced by Billy Zane, a well-known actor known for being the twat on Titanic, a bully in Back to the Future, and a horny angler in Fish Tales.
You're in love with a fish.
I'm in love with a fish.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either. However, after the game Chain of Memories, the Phantom himself, that's Zane by the way, was nowhere to be found, with acclaimed voice actor Richard Epcar taking over his role. Now, the reason for this change is due to Billy Boy's not so great career choices. Even though he was a rising star in the 90s, all that changed after The Phantom, as that was such a box office bomb that saw his status as a box office draw completely diminished. He of course attempted to save his career by becoming that douche on the Titanic, which of course was an amazing opportunity, but he did such a good job that he ended up finding himself being typecast as the unlikable character for the rest of his career, including in Kingdom Hearts, of course.
You have served your purpose, but now it's over.
And because of this, he soon ended up taking low-budget roles in order to stay in the limelight. Titanic to Scorpion King 3. Ooh. This led him being cast in the controversial Turkish action flick Valley of the Wolves, Iraq, a film that was criticised as anti-American propaganda for portraying American soldiers in Iraq as completely evil, which of course caused quite a stir in the Americas. You see, Billy and other American actors who took part in the film were guilty by association, according to the press, and while this was going on, the ongoing Iraq war had caused quite the controversy in the States, with different opinions on if the war was justified, which obviously became a subject many companies did not want to touch, and one of those companies was Disney and Square Enix. Between them, they made the decision to replace Zane and even went as far as redoing his lines in the flashback scenes too. But it isn't all that bad for old Billy though, as he still finds work as a golden Colonel Sanders.
Number 4.
Drug scandals may be commonplace here in the West and typical tabloid fodder. However, in Japan, it's a very different story. This all became very apparent in the case of Pierre Taki, a well-known celebrity in Japan, appearing in movies, TV shows and video games, and was part of the extremely successful synth-pop group Denki Groove. dads, lock up your daughters because this dude was everywhere. And he even had a part in the it's so obvious this came out in Japan, Shin Godzilla movie. Everything just seemed to be going right for Taki-san, and he even inked himself a contract with Sega to become the voice of
Toejam
in the Yakuza spin-off, Judgment. A highly anticipated title all around the world from the New Age days of the Hedgehog Hut that would of course give him plenty more fans as it reached Western shores. Sadly for him though, all this success came to a grinding halt when he was arrested on suspicion of cocaine possession, and as a result was removed from the game. Again, this may sound extreme, but Japan really do take this sort of thing so seriously. Musicians can be dropped from their labels and have their work taken off the shelves. This is in fact what happened to Denki Groove, who saw this exact thing happen, as well as their singles no longer receiving much of any airtime. Annoyingly for Sega, Judgment had already been released several months prior to this scandalous news story, and because of this, they ended up halting the sale of the chart-topping game whilst they removed Taki-san's likeness and voice, replacing them with Mio Tanaka, better known by this point as Barrett of Yu-Gi-Oh fame. This one goes out to you, buddy. There is a silver lining though from all this, as all of this controversy led to plenty of addicted Sega obsessors importing the game from Japan. As collectors now wanted a version of the game that still had Pierre Taki involved, it drove up import sales so much that it reached number 3 on Amazon Japan. Not bad for a title that the publisher didn't ever want you to buy, hey?
Number 3.
The Me Too movement brought to life many cases of abuse in the industry, and two names that come to mind are Chris Niosi and Quinton Flynn. Niosi was of course cast in Nintendo games Fire Emblem Three Houses as the male version of the character Byleth, after rising to prominence as an animator co-creating the series Terrain of Magical Expertise, or TOMY for short. Tommy? I don't know. Regardless, before this, Chris became a well-known voice actor. After establishing a successful career, things just got better and better for Chris, and he even starred in such animes like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Galactic Battles, Bakuman, Sailor Moon Super S, as well as Western animations like OKKO, Let's Be Heroes. On top of this, he also found himself getting involved with quite a few video games, such as Dazel in Tale of Zestaria and Firion of Matthias in Octopath Traveler. Sorry guys, I don't play these games, I don't know how to pronounce them. But the faster they rise, the faster they fall, it seems, as he obviously just could not control his excitement after he got Byleth from the Fire Emblem game. Like with any voice actor, Chris had to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, with Nintendo, and was not to reveal the information until Nintendo was ready. And you can all see where this is going, can't you? Yep, after announcing that he was voicing the character, Chris predictably pissed off Nintendo for having broken said NDA, as Nintendo was not ready to reveal said information. Nintendo simply just wanted to fire him then and there. But things got even worse. A series of Tumblr posts from his ex-girlfriend and several others saw Chris accused of abusive behaviour, which he then admitted to by revealing that he had been emotionally abusing his friends too, and his family partners, and he'd been doing this for well over a decade. Because of all of this, Nintendo wanted no part of him anywhere. Nintendo announced a patch that would be coming to remove him from the game, and followed up on this by replacing his voice with that of Zach Aguilar. He was also removed from the mobile spin-off game Fire Emblem Heroes and lost his chance to voice Byleth when the character later debuted as a DLC character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Since all of this, Chris seems to have withdrawn himself from the limelight, not being seen anywhere except for a few minor roles in Final Fantasy VII Remake, which were probably recorded before all of this controversy happened anyway. For such a rising star, it seems that it's all over now. No, wait, we've still got Quinton to chat about. Quentin Flynn had been a well-known voice actor since the 90s, with roles in animated series such as Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, the animated series Teen Titans, and even the role of Johnny Quest in one adaptation. Whilst he was already a voice actor in the gaming space, he really got a name for himself after he voiced a character in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Right.
Which of course catapulted him to fame and saw him gain roles in Kingdom Hearts, No More Heroes, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, and more. He became a fan favourite on the convention scene too, and was set to continue his roles in World of Warcraft and No More Heroes free. That was until news broke in 2020 of him sexually harassing fans and other horrible actions. This all came out after audio recordings and images appeared on social media detailing these incidents. After that, unsurprisingly, multiple other women came forward with allegations against him, and whilst he denied them at first, the evidence was there. He was uninvited to Metal Gear Solid cast reunions, his roles in No More Heroes 3, World of Warcraft, League of Legends all got taken away and recast. Just goes to show, no matter how big you become, bad behaviour will be found out always.
Number 2.
Contracts can be drawn up with the absolute best of intentions, but can ultimately screw over the signee, which was the case with Steve Burton and his contract that locked him into the role of Cloud Strife. To begin with, in 2005, when the film Final Fantasy Advent Children was announced, Square Enix got soap opera star Steve Burton to voice the iconic character of Cloud Strife. Burton was known at the time for his role as Jason Morgan on General Hospital, a role for which he received a Daytime Emmy Award. And he did such a good job that he would end up voicing Cloud from that point on in all appearances up till Final Fantasy VII Remake, at which point he was replaced by Cody Christian of Hunger Games fame. Oh no, wait, that's Starving Games. Oh, it's one of those bloody parody movies, isn't it? Anyway, back to Burton, and before Final Fantasy VII Remake, eagle-eyed fans may have noticed that his voice wasn't in the Wii U release of Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U, and then obviously Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Switch. The reason for this is down to union rules, which some branches of Nintendo, such as Nintendo of Europe, will push for higher budget actors, such as Jenna Coleman in Xenoblade. Nintendo of America has a well-known history of having their games be filled with non-union members. This of course meant that Burton, who was a member of the Screen Actors Guild, was prevented from working on Smash Bros. For the Wii U. Now, Smash does actually have a few Screen Actor Guild actors appearing in the series before this date, but they all performed under pseudonyms, aka fake names, to get around those stupid rules. Unfortunately for Burton, this simply was just not an option here, as he had that contract with Square Enix that specified he must be credited under his real name when he played Cloud. So to get the OG English voice actor of Cloud, they couldn't get the OG English voice actor of Cloud because his name was obviously the OG English voice actor of Cloud. And that is why Nintendo, in all their wisdom, simply decided to make Cloud entirely Japanese in this game. Poor guy. He deserves a pizza or something, doesn't he? Look, it's a Final Fantasy joke and not a very good one at that.
Number 1.
So this one is one of the more unusual examples of a voice actor's voice getting changed in a video game, and word of warning guys, this one is a little bit controversial, so let's keep the comments section clean, shall we? Solid Snake has always been voiced by David Hayter, who just so happens to be the main performer since the very beginning. For fans, David did such a good job that it was hard to imagine anybody else filling that role. Heck, he even cameoed in Smash Brawl as well. But by the time Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain came round, Hayter was nowhere to be found. Instead, Konami had replaced him with Lost Boy actor himself, Kiefer Sutherland, which caused quite the controversy among fans. Not only was Hayter beloved in the role, but fans knew how personal the role had been for him. Hayter had been so invested in the franchise that he actually gave up a large portion of his paycheck for the GameCube remake of Metal Gear Solid, The Twin Snakes, so the original cast would be used and not replaced. What made it worse was the reason he was replaced. And that was simply because Hideo Kojima didn't like him. He wanted him gone. Yep, the creator of the series hated the lead actor, who was deeply invested in the role. Hayter later revealed in an interview with Game Informer that he had been forced to audition for the role in multiple games, a process he found very humiliating. He also revealed that Kojima had tried to replace him at one point with Kurt Russell, star of Escape from New York, and the last thing Walt Disney ever said before he died. No, seriously, it's a highly believed urban legend, go look it up. Which makes sense because Hideo Kojima was a huge fan of Escape from New York. So, of course, having Kurt Russell in this movie would have been a dream come true, but ultimately a massive kick in the nuts to all of the fans. Regardless, Kojima was able to finally oust Hayter for the 5th game, followed shortly after with his own personal split from Konami too. Hayter has since stated that there is no love lost between him and Kojima and he will never work with him again. But, and here's the silver lining to the story, Hayter was later rehired by Konami to reprise the role in a commercial for Ford of all things. He then later revived it again in Super Bomberman R, and as you would expect, he too is in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Nice! Meanwhile, Kojima would go on to make the world's most popular walking simulator, Death Stranding, with Norman Reedus, which was a sales success in its own right, so both sides seem to have done alright for themselves. I don't know. Hey there guys, thank you all for checking out the video. This is the part of the video where I like to give a massive shout out to all of my patrons and all of my YouTube members that allow me to make videos just like this. Of course, a massive thank you goes out to every single one of you for subscribing, for liking, for leaving a comment, for sharing it on social media, all that stuff. But an extra big shout out goes out to all of the names at the bottom of the screen, with an extra big shout out going to the following people: Aggro Crag, Akatimo84, Andrew Dalton, Arista, Ashley Philpott, Benjamin Guy, Big Rico, Boots and Pup, Bram Perez, Chev Matic, Christopher Devero, Clan Bob, Conrad Constantine, Action Saxon, Dina81, Game Apologist, Gary Pinkett, Ian Qualin, Treed Gaming, Ataki Teacher, The Ashen Knight, Jay is Manchild, Jabba Al Aiden, James, Jeff Mianowski, Jeremy Rodriguez, John Rogers, Lucas Gates, Lucas Oftel, Man Shovel, Matt Jackson, Mike Fallon, Mind of the Unsane, Nicholas Bertner, Over Giles Zane, Roll VP, Ray Blair, Retro to Next Gen, aka Lou, Richard Alderdick, Rovan Army, Sir Nilsson, Shade Silence, Shadow Dragon, Shappy, Solix Captor, That Gamer, The Old Man Cometh, The Sneaky Ferret, Tim Lund, Todd Poolfloat G, Vitas Varnes, Vikeko, Wobbles and Bean, The Wonder Ducks, and Ye Old Hamburglar. Thank you to all of you guys for your support on this channel. I really do very much appreciate it. As all of you guys know, and for you people that are listening, all of these people I've just mentioned get to see all of my videos early. All of the videos that you see here on the screen, and the one you've just watched were previewed to my patrons and YouTube members early, and they also get access to every video I've ever done without adverts, without sponsorships, in the back end of YouTube, where I have all of the secret Slopes game room space. You can go and check all of that out right now. But anyway guys, yeah, thank you however you decide to support the channel. I really enjoy what I do, and I really do like the fact that people are coming back to check out these videos. It's mind-blowing. But yeah, thank you all so much guys. Until next time, this is DJ Slope signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.